Let's see.
I'm gonna wave at her and say, Doris, can you
Hi,
hear
how do-
us?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't for a while. It's a technical thing. I had my
Okay.
HDMI cable hooked up and it took over my speaker.
Okay.
Got it.
So it's solved. It was a close call there.
Is it
Yeah,
the
we
middle
want
of the night where you are?
Yeah, it's really late here. It is 3 a.m.
Oh, geez.
and
3 a.m. Wow.
it's 3 a.m. Yeah, there's a huge time difference. Do we have a quorum tonight or do we have extras or?
You want to go to bed?
I didn't say it yet. I didn't say I've been here for quite a while, so it is 3 in the morning for me. But
As far as I know, Mike and Paul are dialing in, right, Laura?
You're on mute.
let's just see. I can do it. I think it's a
Man,
pretty,
everything's so good.
the application seemed pretty
Easy.
straight up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You're-
So
You get an A+ for dedication, Doris.
I can't tell you how hard it was in this. It's so hard it was for me to stay up. I was setting I was hitting the snooze. I did rest a bit. It's not like I haven't slept, just had to wake up. And so yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the weather's great here. I thought I'd share that. 70.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've seen the Facebook posts.
Oh, we're friends on Facebook.
Apparently.
Apparently, the answer to that question is yeah.
Yeah. I had a very good friend with me that I went to school with, and they barely caught their connection in Istanbul. They went home this evening, so they had to get back. But they barely caught their connection. It's like it's not funny unless you
No.
fly a lot. But they're quite a flyer. Yeah, that would get most people pretty nervous. Oh, to Boston, they went back to New York, but to Boston, it's really just the one flight out of Istanbul. It should be stuck. New York, you get a couple of shots to get back.
True.
Yeah.
Give it I'd like to give it a couple more minutes to make sure somebody else sure that Paul and Mike are dialing in.
I just texted both of them.
Okay.
Okay. I couldn't. Is this the vacation week? Is that what it was?
That was last week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we actually made it this week just to accommodate vacation week. So
Yeah. So Jamie, I have a question for you.
Sure.
I think I heard you say that you would be recusing yourself if the
I
40
did.
for Park Central. Why?
I did. Because when all that went down, I gave some money to attorneys to fight against it. And I've had yard signs, those yellow yard signs, you've probably seen them. And even though I probably, with my legal mind, could look at it without bias, I just think it would not look right. And I called the lawyer of the day or whatever, and they agreed.
okay.
I couldn't remember if I heard that correctly or not, and I was curious. I mean, to be fair, you don't have to explain any reason to us. You could just.
I'm happy to.
Craig, any need to revisit with the board the quorum question that was being tossed around that Laura was sort of fighting off a bit? Maybe not fighting off, but just communicating.
Yeah, Mike says he's logging in now.
Okay, good.
So with that, I think our quorum is 4, right?
Yep.
So with that, Doris, you are welcome to leave.
Who's missing?
Mike and Paul.
Oh, Paul says he can't find the link.
Okay,
I can never find either. I just go to the
Greg,
website.
I'm just trying to count. So I'm only seeing 4 faces.
No, Mike says he's logging in and Paul's around but can't find a link. So
He just emailed me. I have sent it to him 3 times.
Yeah, I got it 3 or 4 times, so there's no
Yes.
excuses.
to be fair, I couldn't find it either.
Oh
This one's so
no.
fast. We could have had
But I
it
never
done.
look at
Coulda
my
had it
town
done
email.
by now.
So
Well, but
I don't look at my town email either, but Laura is nice enough to send it to my personal email.
right.
I send it to everybody like
Everything
twice.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, there's no way I can miss it.
I know. Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
I always go for the most recent one.
And she always sends it out the day of again too. So
For this reason, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
don't
get
seem
anything
to
from
have
you
this
today, Laura.
problem. I don't know what this problem is, but okay.
So just to be clear, I did not get anything from Laura today.
Really?
That's very odd.
It would have come from Zoom, not me.
Oh, no, I didn't got anything from Zoom either.
No,
I
got
think
something.
your name was attached to it when it came from Zoom,
Huh.
Laura.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
I'm just gonna start the
Oh,
YouTube
maybe
just
not.
so we're up and running when it's time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh no, hang on.
Here's Mike.
Mike.
Okay.
Mike.
You're on mute, Mike.
Sorry, I'm a few minutes late.
It's okay. We're trying to see if we can get Paul through some technical difficulties, which we're all aware of.
He's gonna join and he's gonna just freeze.
Yeah.
Yep. If we when we talk about remote versus in person, Paul might be
Oh.
heavily favoring in
Looks
person.
like Paul's in the attendee list.
Is he over there? All right, I'll move him over.
Someone is Paul there, so.
Okay.
Paul is connecting to audio.
This could take like a half hour.
Mm.
He
Paul
didn't
did not connect to audio.
Now he's on mute.
Doris wants to go to bed, back to bed.
We get one more.
Darn
door.
right.
Hi, Mike.
Oh, there's Paul.
There he is.
Oh,
Is he frozen?
Yep.
Looks like
Yeah, I'm willing
But-
to stay on if that's
Yeah.
faster.
you know what, Doris? We have
Yeah.
5 people,
Yeah.
4 of
Okay.
which you can vote because Paul will somehow connect or not, but
Okay, yeah,
You're-
so I just want to make sure everybody could get on.
Yep.
I'm gonna go back to bed. It's 3 a.m. Mike, you missed that part. So,
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks for
Have a
having
good
me,
trip,
Doris.
Doris.
Yep.
oh yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So with Doris needing her rest, Jamie will ask you to be on this hearing tonight.
Sure.
So, okay, and let me just, Laura, are we about ready to go then?
YouTube is not
Oh, really?
up and running. It's asking me to verify, but the verification code goes to our IT. So I'm waiting to hear back from him, but we should be okay to start because they have access
Okay,
via the Zoom link, so we should be good.
okay, all right. All right, okay, then I am calling to order the Southborough Zoning Board of Appeals for Wednesday, April 26, 2023. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency signed into law on June 16, 2021. This meeting will be conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance by members of the public will be permitted. All right, so agenda item 1 is sorry, is Middle Lane, right? Where did I put that? Yeah, 82 Middle Road, sorry. Do we have someone representing the applicant waiting to present, Laura?
You keep doing that today. I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna move them over and then I'll read the public hearing notice.
Yes.
Just make sure they went, okay. Sorry. The Board of Appeals of the Town of Southborough will hold a public hearing via a virtual Zoom meeting Wednesday, April 26, 2023 at 7 p.m. with regard to the petition of Melissa Bretano, 82 Middle Road, Southborough, Massachusetts, map 36, lot 13. The petitioner is seeking a special permit to allow an accessory apartment. The property is located in the residential B district and relief is requested under section 174-9B. And if you guys need me to share anything, just let me know.
Okay. All right. Good evening. So if you could just provide your name and address, and then you can go ahead.
Sure, yeah. So my name is Melissa Rotuno and 2 Middle Road. And I am trying to build, like she said, an accessory apartment in half of my basement. And this is I can't remember the percentage. It's the allowable percentage compared to the square footage of the house.
Yeah, it's like 14% or something compared to the 25% that it's allowed to be.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know what kind of detail we're supposed to share, but that's basically it.
We're not really building outside of the house. The only modifications is a bulkhead that we have that we're going to change to an awning just to make it an easier walk-in because we're just using the bulkhead access that we have as the entrance. And we have proper space to accommodate 5 parking spots. The bedroom is built in a spot that allows it so we can still have access from like a fire department, you know, for egress. Yeah.
David, you're on mute.
Okay. So thank you for that, Jamie. Yeah, just to sort of summarize, the requirements for the special permit are that it doesn't take up more than 25% of the overall floor space. There's also a requirement about the accessory apartments not exceeding 5%, which was confirmed by the assessor. You also need something from the Board of Health that says your septic is fine. You have that. You also need, and lastly, the planning board needs to look at it. The planning board had no problem with it. So to me, the package was very complete. I thought it explained everything very clearly to me. Typically at this stage of the meeting, the applicant or an attorney will, provide some sort of presentation to say, this is why this is not going to be a problem. Again, I think it was very, very clear on your part or whoever it is that put it all together. So if you don't have anything more, then we can have the board members take turns to ask questions, whatever questions they may have.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, Mike, do you want to start off?
No, I want to just kind of like echo your statements. I felt like the packet was really put together well. I always concerned with any type of what I refer to as a basement apartment. I'm going to date myself. It's called a Laverne and Shirley apartment. People living in the basement, as long as there's a second form of egress and that's compliant with that. And with respect to the Board of Health, that there's going to be sufficient capacity within the septic and the leach field, that really, it really kind of checks those boxes for me. So I don't have questions or objections to it. It really, I look at it as fairly teed up.
Okay, thank you. Paul, are you with us and able to ask questions, even if we can't see you?
I'm here. I have no idea why video's not working.
Okay, all right, that's fine. We can hear you pretty clearly. Did you have some questions?
No, not at the moment, no.
Okay. Jamie, what about yourself?
Nope. As you and Mike said, I read the packet and I thought everything was straightforward and I didn't have any issues or questions.
Okay. Craig?
No, no questions. Very
All right.
straightforward.
Okay, this seems like, again, I think the board is just reinforcing what I said. It is very well explained. There was a previous ZBA ruling on that property that goes back to, was it 2007? And that was about, I think, putting on a second floor, but that's not really here or there. I know you have to report on it in your packet, but I think, like Mike said, that the check boxes for the accessory apartment are pretty well all checked off. So if nobody has any further questions for the applicants, then I would take a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close the public hearing.
Second that.
Okay, movement to close the public hearing with a second. All in favor, respond with aye. Jamie?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Craig?
Aye.
And Williams, aye. All right, I would agree with all of you. I think it's pretty straightforward. I don't think there are conditions that are required here. I think it's all very straightforward. The plans show the two means of egress. It's clearly not that large. So if there's nothing else we really need to talk about, then I would suggest we just have a motion to approve.
I move that we approve the application for an accessory apartment, for a special permit of the accessory apartment.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion to approve with a second. In favor, respond with aye. Not in favor with nay. Jamie?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Craig?
Aye.
And Williams is aye as well. So, great. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And I was at the point where I need to say something about the number of days before it's official. I feel like we kind of leave them hanging there. Anyway. Okay. Item 2 on the agenda, it's not a deep agenda, as you know, is remote versus in-person meetings. To me, it's just a discussion. Actually, I'm sorry. You know what? Before we do that, let's talk about the meeting minutes. There are meeting minutes to be approved. I took a look through them. I did not have any concerns. If I remember this correctly, and I know I just looked at them, this was really about the articles at the town meeting and how we felt about it. So there was general discussion. I think, again, Laura did an excellent job capturing what happened in the meeting. I saw no issues with it, but all of you, do you have any problems with the minutes as written?
No.
Nope.
No.
I'm good with them.
Okay. All right. Then we can get through this part of the meeting by taking a motion to approve the minutes as written.
So moved.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes as written. All in favor, respond with aye. Jamie?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
And Craig?
Aye.
Oh, Williams is aye as well. Okay, thank you. Meeting minutes are approved. The next order of business, I should say, is remote versus in person. Laura, I don't want to state this incorrectly, but we continue to have the ability to be remote versus in person. So, I just want to open that up. I don't know how everybody feels about it, if they're comfortable continuing with Zoom or if there's a need for us to be in person. And actually, one other question: did they have any sort of hybrid solution worked out that you are aware of, Laura?
Yeah, I think we can do hybrid. I don't know the specific details of it. I think possibly only one person can be hybrid. Like we have to have a quorum in person.
Okay.
I can get more details on that, but I'm pretty sure you have to at least have a quorum in person.
Okay, all right. I can follow up with you outside the meeting to make sure we understand the details, but I kind of wanted to get everybody's pulse on this. If they're good with what we're doing, or if they feel a need for that in-person experience.
I prefer Zoom myself. It just allows for more flexibility.
Yeah.
But that's with me only having the viewpoint of being on Zoom for these meetings. So
Yeah.
For me, it's just when I head down to Rhode Island, it's just, kind of like whether it's the Cape or Paul, we can't circumvent the convenience of online.
Right. Okay. Paul, you concur with that?
I'll be honest, it doesn't matter to me. I'm good with what everyone else feels. So either way is fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do in person. Just
yeah, I would.
Is the decision?
But go ahead, Craig. Sorry.
Is the decision like permanent? Like if we choose to do in person, do we have to do in person, but for one person who might be Zoom periodically or whatever? Or can we say, you know what, for this next hearing, it's going to be Zoom, and then the next one is going to be in person? Can we alternate or choose which ones we want to do where?
I don't see why not. I mean, based on what you're all feeding back to me, I would say at a minimum, the next meeting we continue with Zoom. We could get more details to find out. We should have more details about what the hybrid model is. But do you recall how long they extended it, Laura? I remember it was sort of running out and they extended it for a while.
Yeah, through 2025.
Oh, okay. For a good long runway. Okay.
And I know the select board kind of alternates as well. Like most of the time they have in person, but sometimes they have Zoom meetings. So
yeah,
there's it's not, if you pick one, you have to stick with it forever.
Right. I would also say, I think in many of the cases for the applicants, it's easier too.
Mm-hmm.
Our applicants tonight were clearly dialing in from a car.
Yeah.
So, it's not just our convenience. I think it works out for the applicants pretty well as well. It might be if there's something that is more, requires a lot of presentation. Maybe it's a little bit more intense. We'd want to be in person, but my opinion would be with something like tonight's application, that I think Zoom works perfectly well.
Yeah. I've had to do a couple of zoning board meetings in person recently, and it's been, I mean, it's fine, but it's harder to arrange. So, so I think Zoom is more convenient all the way around. As I was an applicant in that situation, it would have been easier for me to do it via Zoom. Right.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for weighing in. I think, like I said, certainly the next meeting we'll continue with Zoom. And Laura, we'll just talk a little bit more offline about some of the details. But I'm fine with it. I think it does offer a lot of flexibility. So.
Yeah. And, in theory, on some of the ones that, I mean, if the 40B ever submits their application, having it via Zoom does offer the ability for, people with kids, other people to attend in a way that is convenient for them to voice their opinion.
Agreed. Right. That's a good point, because there will be a lot of people that will be in that boat, I'm sure.
It's also probably just easier for us being at home if we have to get up, for 2 minutes versus maybe adjourning a meeting or doing something of that nature. in person.
But I think if we start, again, assuming they actually apply and we start it, I think once we start in one fashion, we should keep it that way. Like, I think if we start the 40B application as remote, then it's always remote. We're not gonna go back and forth.
Okay. Why do you think that you would want to do that?
I just think for consistency, like no one will have to question, oh, I thought this next meeting was going to be online and it's in person, and therefore they didn't know, or they got confused, they weren't able to say something. So
right. Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I mean, if especially if you take one particular one like the 40B and you flip back and forth, I'm sure there would be people like, well, I didn't know the last one was remote and now you're in person. So that's a fair point.
If it's helpful, I know that like I've seen with select board meetings, even when they're in person, they have it on Zoom. So that the public can attend via Zoom as well. So if they have questions, they can do it that way.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Again, my opinion would be where it's straightforward like tonight. I think Zoom works perfectly well. Okay. Any other thoughts, or do we want to just hear about? Go ahead.
Has there been any requests for us to be back in person? Like, I'm just curious as to, we're a public board and I want to be available to the public. So I certainly don't want to disenfranchise anyone. But at the same time, I'm just kind of curious if anyone has requested that we be back in person.
I mean, nothing has come to me to say you really need to be in person. And Laura, have you fielded anything of that sort?
Nope.
Yeah. So you're right. I think people are probably still comfortable with the way we're doing it. So why change? Okay. Good point, Mike. All right. So what do we have lined up in May, Laura? And what date do we have there tentatively?
So we have May 17th, which I had emailed you guys all about that schedule. Just I had to send out public hearing notices by today because of the rescheduling. It kind of threw off all our deadlines. So the meeting is May 17th. We have 2 applications. Both should be pretty straightforward. So shouldn't be too involved.
So we should be, again, like we said, if we're saying it's not that involved, we can continue with Zoom like I suggested. Okay.
Just for a quick another vote for Zoom, we're fully, we have a full board with 2 alternates, but I've been part of
one alternate
where like
we only have Jamie as an alternate now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misspoke. But like, I want to make sure that we can have members, and I think being able to be on Zoom makes it
a draw
for potential members.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Actually, seeing as how we only have one alternate, has there been any word from the select board on them finding another alternate?
None that I'm aware of. That's probably a good follow-up question with one of them.
Okay.
Anybody have any suggestions? You know anybody who's interested?
Please join the board right before a very contentious 40B.
Right before 40B. Like,
I'm totally great.
Brilliant time to get on. Yes.
Yes. You won't be hated.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Paul, time to unmute.
Is it my time to shine?
It is.
You guys can't see me with the video, but I got a big smile on my face. So, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Okay, motion to adjourn with a second. All in favor, respond with aye. Paul?
Aye.
Jamie,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Craig,
I
Williams, aye.
almost
Okay,
wanted
great.
to vote no just for fun. But
What do we do in that case, that situation?
I don't know. It still carries. It's 4-1.
Yeah.
So yeah.
4-1. We'll just see if Laura picks up on it for the meetings for the next month.
All right. Well, hey, thanks, everybody.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks,
Thanks.
guys.
Good night.
Thank
Be well,
you.
everyone.
Good night.
Bye now.
Bye.